Hello, everyone. This is Sam Harlow, and I have another special guest today. We are doing a business series where I get to interview fellow, not only teammates, we have a connection. Today, in particular, this special person is my upline and also presidential diamond. So she's one of the top in the company, and we get to ask her today some questions to see, what it takes building a business from her point of view. So, Bec, I want to say thank you so much for being here. It's an absolute pleasure. Even though you're my upline, we still have a connection and we still, work together. And that's what I love in this opportunity, that everyone just locks arms. So thank you so much for being here. I would love for you to say hello, introduce yourself, and yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Sam, for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you and having a conversation. I love that we live in totally different parts of the world and we can come on here and connect. So, my name is Bec, as Sam shared, and I am born and raised in New York and actually live with my family in New Jersey now in the US. And I have been an entrepreneur pretty much my entire adult life. I got kind of a traditional job after I graduated from college and it just did not suit me. And I went into uh, business, right? Just like looking for different ways to start a business, to earn an income without the box of a traditional job. So I've been doing that now for about 17 years. And I have been in network marketing for about 16 years.
See, that's a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom right there. So tell me, because you came in almost at the very beginning with Amare, and this is like, there's no secret. We all know we're a part of this beautiful mental wellness movement. Um, what was what drew you? Well, like, what was the proof that you wanted to lock arms, with this company?
Yeah, it's been about 8.5 years. So the company is about 8.5 years old. And at the time I was in network marketing. I was with a different company and I'd never heard of the industry before that company. It was introduced to me very organically by a friend. I was pregnant at the time, and that first company I was with had a line of green cleaning products. And I was looking to get all the chemicals out of my home. So that's how I was introduced to network marketing. I built a business with that company for about 7 years. And about 7 years into it, I heard about this new company that was starting called Amare. And I heard that they were focusing on something called mental wellness. And that really caught my attention. So, I think that there's so many different opportunities out there, especially in network marketing. There's so many different companies that you can join, right? And different compensation plans and different products. But I had never heard of a mental wellness company before. And that really just drew me in. I remember actually saying, what does that mean, right? Like, what is that? What is that? Because I think that this was, around 9 years ago now. And 9 years ago, mental wellness wasn't a really popular term the
Yeah.
way that it's starting to become. So I remember even asking, is that like mental illness? Like what is that? And it was explained to me that, the company uses science to create products that help people with, their emotional resilience. And I just thought that that was amazing. Like, I think, being somebody who's always been interested in health and wellness and nutrition, my first business that I started was in health and wellness outside of network marketing. I had always been very focused on the physical wellness. That's kind of the focus of everything is
Yeah.
physical wellness, going to the gym, lifting weights, losing weight, right? Like all these things are very, yep, pumping biceps. All these things are very physical. And I just heard that and I thought that company is onto something
Yeah.
because you can't achieve peak physical wellness without peak mental wellness.
And that's a long time ago to even have those realizations because I feel like you're talking about the industry right now, but you were back there in, 8.5 years ago when it was unproven, but it's still unique, So it's a very, very special place. So, you know, saying with that, like 8.5 years is a long time to stay with the company. And of course, the uniqueness in the mental wellness movement, and we've grown a lot with the company, and you've been a part of it all. So, how, like, in this industry, it's no, like, there's no secret that people don't last that long. They jump around, they see bright
Mhm.
lights. You saw a bright light that really, got your heart with this mental wellness movement because you hadn't seen it before, right?
Mhm.
So, like, where most people leave within a few weeks, what kept you here through, that nobody posts about? Why have you stuck here for 8.5 years? How is that, you know, you've been able to do that?
Well, to be very honest with you, I would say the number one thing that keeps me where I am is my team. Because I think that network marketing leadership is one of those things that you should be so lucky
Yeah.
to have a team that trusts you.
Yeah.
And I take that responsibility seriously. Like I brought people to this company because I believed it was a great place to build a business.
Yeah.
And people trusted me with that. And I would never want to do anything that would hurt the people that trusted me. So that's a big thing that keeps me planted is my team and knowing that people came here because I said this was a great place to be and a great opportunity. And I honor that. So I think that that's a huge thing for me. Um, the second thing that I don't think people talk about enough in network marketing is that network marketing is a residual income business, right? If you want transactional business, go be an affiliate marketer, right? Go sell something for a one-time commission.
Yeah.
What people oftentimes lose sight of in network marketing is that it's a residual income business. And most people quit before true residual income ever kicks in. And you're going to have great years and you're going to have bad years and you're going to have okay years, right? Like this is sales. Your sales are always going to go a little bit up and down, right? Sometimes it's just neutral.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the stock market. It's like riding it out, right? It's riding out the different waves and leaning in the different waves. And that is something that I think people have totally lost sight of, right? Like in the stock market, as an example, you don't pull out when your stocks go down, right? You invest more.
So you're giving me great ideas for content too, because that's something that we don't, I feel, even in my space, we're not talking about enough because it's unique that you've been in this industry, well, in this company for such a long period, and from the start, all the challenges, and having a great team and being of service is massive because the impact that you feel that you want to do is part of the industry and how we work, right? But
Right.
the residual, like, it's like people are looking for, the bright lights. It's like with everything, I just want a quick fix and I want it done. It's not working. I'm wrong. This doesn't serve me. So your vision is the end game. You can see the big picture. And I feel like, even just side note, I need to dive deeper into that because that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean it's the lost perspective in our industry and it's why so many people are not winning.
Definitely. Just, when you have those epiphanies.
Yeah.
So I love that. Thank
Love
you,
that.
Meg. So you've hit the highest rank
Hmm.
and in the company. Did arriving there feel as good as the journey? And what actually mattered, to you along the way building that? Like, Was it, because so many people go, oh, I've achieved this, and when they get there, it's like, ah, how was it for you?
I think that it's important to remember that you can't achieve the highs without the lows. And
Yeah.
if you do achieve the highs without the lows, you never appreciate the highs. So I have had years in this industry where I was stuck,
Okay.
right? And I was banging my head against the wall. And I've always been very coachable. Like I think it's one of my better qualities as a business person is like I'm a coachable person. You tell me what to do, I'm going to do it. So
Yeah.
I've always showed up. I've always gone to all the events. I've always been on all the training calls. Like I've always been present. But there was, a bunch of years there where I just felt like I was like hitting this brick wall over and over again.
Yeah.
And um, that is what makes having those high highs even sweeter. I remember the month I hit Presidential Diamond, which is the highest rank in the compensation plan.
Yeah.
And it was like pure euphoria. You know what I mean? Because you worked so hard for it. I wasn't an overnight success story. I actually like to call myself the 10-year overnight success story, right? Because what happens is when you do become very successful, people start to reach out to you and be like, you did that so fast. How did you do that?
Yeah.
And you're like, I did that so fast? Excuse me. Like, I've been working for so long for this, but people don't notice your failures. They just see your wins oftentimes. So to the outside world, sometimes it can look like you did something really fast, but for most people, there's a journey. And yes, so it did feel really, really good. Like every rank I've hit in a compensation plan has felt really earned and deserved and good. Now I'm also a very high achiever, so it's like I'm there for 2 seconds, and then I'm like, what are we doing next?
I know you're creating the new ranks in the company, hey?
Yeah. What's next? But yes, I think that if you're in a season where you feel like you're not where you want to be, try and remember that you like this is where you're earning the winning season.
That's it. And what did you feel like the biggest thing with your journey that you had to personally master to crack open through those blocks? I mean, obviously being coachable is a big thing, but if you can go back to one of you felt your standstills in the business, what shifted to move out of that? What did you have to master within yourself?
Well, I think one of them is going back to what we were just talking about, which is taking divorce off the table,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like marriage, right? If like divorce is always the default every time there's a problem, you're probably going to end up getting divorced,
Yeah.
right? It's probably not going to work out. So I think, taking the option of quitting off the table
Yes.
and just like locking in, right? Like locking in for the journey and understanding that there's going to be ups and downs in it, but like if you can trust the process, you're going to get there.
Yeah,
And I think I'm somebody who's always trusted the process. Like I've always been like, okay, show me somebody who's done it. And if they've done it, why can't I?
definitely. And you just have to go through it. So that's massive. And just even like, even though it is massive, it's also simple, but we lose track of that. And it
Hmm.
comes back to the long game. You've got to be in it and
Hmm.
lock arms and or lock in, I should say. So, what's something true about this business you could only ever learn by staying? Something no one else could have told you on day one.
I think it's back to what we were just talking about, which is that the lows are worth it,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't see it when you're in it. Can't see it, right? You're just like, why me? When is it going to be my turn? Right? Like, why does it work for that person and it doesn't work for me?
Yeah.
Um, you can't see that those moments are literally preparing you and training you for your next win.
Yes. So if someone is sitting here watching and they're going, look, I've had challenges in where I'm at in the company I'm with, or I'm within this business, you know, other than looking at the big picture, what's something that advice that you would give them to move along? Like, how could they start shifting into something out of this rut that they're in?
Well, I think first of all, you need to make sure that you are passionate about what it is that you're doing,
Yeah,
right? Like you have to have that fire and that passion for whatever it is that you're doing.
yeah,
So, like for me, learning about the mental wellness company, like I knew that that was something I could go the distance with, right? It didn't feel like some sort of a trend or some sort of a pop up flash in the pan concept. So I
yeah,
think number one is like making sure that you are doing something that you can go the distance with and
yeah,
that you feel passionate about. And then I think number two is if that is where you are, right? If you are doing something that you love and that you're passionate about and that you feel you can go the distance with, it's about not quitting, but also being willing to find the solution, right? Like I think there's like a saying, it's not a saying, but I've heard this before and I say it all the time. Everything is figure outable,
yes. Love
right?
that.
And have you ever been in a space, Sam, or maybe coached somebody or worked with somebody that there's never a solution? It's always a problem. It's exhausting,
It is.
right? It's exhausting to be there yourself, but it's exhausting to work with somebody like that. Now, have you ever been in a space or worked with somebody that's always like, well, this happened, but let's try this?
Yes,
Right? So it's like the but let's do this, right? That's the place that you want to get into is that there's always a solution. Everything's figure outable. There's always going to be problems.
yeah,
You cannot build a business without problems. It's always going to happen. But if you can become that and but person,
yeah,
right? Like then you can get through anything.
absolutely. And I think that those that are sort of closed and, they see a problem for everything, they're capping themselves in heaviness to not be able to see the solution. So I always like go to myself when I'm in that rut. I go for a bird's eye view of my situation and look at a solution. Does it mean that I always flow through everything? No, but I know that sometimes you have to go through the shit and the crap and everything else to move through to a better thing as well. And I think you've hit so many nails on the head, especially the longevity. Like this is a business opportunity. It's like I see it as like a complementary franchise without all the um, you know investments that you need to put in, right? So
Mhm.
if we can shift the industry's perception in that, it's really going to help people build and understand the actual concept, which has always been there, but it's been missed a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So if you could say anything to anyone else, I mean, now, is there anything else that you'd like to share about the business opportunity and your growth and your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have never done network marketing before, I don't think there's anything else out there like it.
Yeah,
I think that there's very few places where you can come from anywhere and have any kind of an education and be anyone and build a lifestyle,
yeah,
right? Not just build an income, but build a lifestyle. So if you have never done anything like this before, like you should have a network marketing business in your portfolio.
yeah,
Everybody should. And if you are in network marketing or you are currently building a network marketing, look at it that way, right? Like look at it as something it doesn't have to be your only stream of income, but something in your financial portfolio that pays you long term,
yeah,
right? Not just something that's transactional, not something that you have to show up for the next, 50 years to get paid, but something that you're building as an asset.
yeah. That is a really, really good aspect to look at, definitely. Um, and on a side note, do you have a favorite product in this mental wellness shop that you have? Do you?
That's a that's a hard one, Sam. I have so many favorite products.
This is
Um,
my favorite, but no, this is my favorite. Oh, I've got my favorite now. Like, are we in the season of collagen? Are we in the season of happy juice? So we just like carry them all and go, these are my favorite.
we're doing pretty much all of it, but I'll tell you what I love about Amare products and like why I shop the whole shop, right?
Okay, so we're deflecting from an individual to the whole shop.
My favorite product at the moment is collagen.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
But
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
the reason why I take so many different products
Yes.
is because I've never come across a company that has products that do double duty the
Yeah.
way that Amare products do, right? So it's like I get my electrolytes from Amare, and guess what? They also help to calm your nervous system, right? I get my hormone product from Amare, and hey, guess what? They also boost your mood. So that's why I love all of my Amare products and why I shop the Amare shop is because it's the only place that like you can find products that are doing double duty. Um, where I'm getting that mood regulation from every single product I take, right? Versus taking a really great product from Amare and then like jacking up my nervous system with something disgusting.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But collagen is probably my favorite right now.
Yeah. No, that's right. I'm like trying to I've been started with happy juice and moved into, expanding because, part of the plan, the compensation plan is that we get points and we can get free product and we shop. And instead of like just changing, it's growing and it's feeling more fabulous. So I know that was a tricky one to say, okay, so what is my absolute favorite? Because we are blessed with this whole mental wellness shop, and it truly is, you know, customizable to the individual and what they want to take and promote and all the things. So thank you so much for your time. I cannot tell you how much I've personally taken away, and I'm like, well, the lights are going off. I've written a couple of notes. I'm going to take away things. So I really, really appreciate it. Is there any last words that you would like to share, Bec?
Just that you're amazing, and I'm very thankful that you asked me to come have this conversation today. But this was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Bec. All right, guys. So if you want more information, just drop it in the comments. Back to the person that invited you. I want to say thanks again to Bec. Till the next time. Oh, hang on.